We're back, and we're going to, you know where we're starting? We're starting with a victory lap, because I called it. I told you the Renegades were not good, and it turns out they didn't have that dog in them. UD, I was like, biggest storyline, what is UD going to do? I guess UD's reloading for next season, and you know what? I say kind of take that opportunity. I'm a little bit, just a little bit worried about the future, because I love the team that we got. If we win it all, we get to lock down 4 of them. But Renegades, I just did not like how that team was assembled. Ben, they've had Ben for a long time. I think that Go Cherry and Ben team, the writing has been on the wall. If you've watched that team, Go Cherry just plays like a madman with those two playing. And in the past, it's been a successful team. This season, it was not. And we will see what the Renegades do now in the draft to who's Go Cherry going to be paired with. So we'll see. Chargers, I thought we brought you some great insight into the Chargers of 2 of their players having kids this year, slowing them down. Their reaction time, couple tenths of a second. Great behind the scenes information brought to you from Andrew and Stu. If you haven't heard that, we broke down season 7. Your MVP, Manu, ladies and gentlemen. Cyclones predicted to win the championship by me and Andrew. Stu, he just doesn't make predictions, but I could see it in his eyes. I saw it in his eyes. So the playoffs are set. Cyclones, number 1. Devils, 2. Fireballs, 3. Warriors, 4. So Cyclones, Warriors, first round, and Devils, Fireballs. First off, congrats to the Devils. Great season out of them. Great turnaround, making it this far. And I believe I said on my draft day analysis that I was like, we got to wait and see for this team. I wish I would have waited a little bit longer, because I know I pronounced them cooked early in the season when they lost, like, I think their first 3 matches and maybe had a tie in there in their first 4 game days. They had something like a half of a point, to then go from a half a point in 4 game days to the 11 remaining game days, get 8.5 points. If my memory serves me correct, that's pretty impressive. Now, we're sitting there with 10. That's a good showing. Double digits, 9 wins, winning 9 out of 6. Got to feel like this is our year. I told you last week why I feel that. I just feel that I don't think if we lose 4-2, that is a colossal failure. The only way I see the Cyclones getting taken out is 3-3 and going to a tiebreaker sudden death set, where again we have the advantage because we can pick who we play. So let's break it all down. Playoffs, what do we think is going to happen here in the Battle Court playoffs, ladies and gentlemen? So Alex and Julian versus Iñaki and Unda is, we even have, this is the order. Match 1, Alex and Julian versus Iñaki and Unda. Douglas and Manny versus Jairo and Manu. Correa and Gallo versus Bueno and Stan. Alex and Douglas versus Iñaki and Manu. I was going to say Manu. Manny and Gallo versus Bueno and Unda. And Correa and Julian versus Jairo and Stan. Then Douglas and Manny versus, they have the tiebreaker up there already, so you can know. I thought I was going to bring you guys some inside information, but the tiebreaker potential is there. I guess they're putting it up there already just as a way of, like, it is essentially a 7-game series or 7-match game day. 7-game match day. I always get, it's like set, match, game. Or is it set, game, set, match, game day, right? Anyway, we'll not get bogged down in that. I like our chances, obviously, taking down the Warriors. I think Hyro and Manu should win, and Inaki and Manu should win. Alex and Julian as a team, they're like just above 500, which is it's better than what Inaki and Unda are, but Inaki is the most talented player in there, and if Unda plays well, we could take that. If we take that one, it's over. From the first, that's you heard it here first, folks. If the Warriors drop that first match of the game day, it's over for them. They will be cooked because I don't see them bouncing back from that. I believe Bueno, he's playing both here, but from what I've heard, Bueno and Robin can play in the playoffs and they can split the matches. So seeing here that Bueno is in both of the game days here, it looks like that ownership has decided to save Robin for the championship if they get there. That's a good call. That's what I would have done. I may or may not have texted that and said that, but they probably had that all set up already. So I gotta feel like we're taking down their Division 1 and 2 teams. Bueno and Stan, that's where Correa has had another great season. That's Correa has been good. Like that Correa and Gallo team, 8-2. Bueno and Stan, like that one, I don't think we can get. But the one that we need to get, we need that Hyro and Stan team to take down Correa and Julian, and that is a premier matchup. Like if you tell me what does this come down to, I think it's that Correa and Julian versus Hyro and Stan. That is strength against strength right there. Manny and Gallo versus Bueno and Unda. I mean, I could see that being competitive, but the Manny Gallo team has been bad, winless. So you got to think Bueno and Unda can, that's two guys, like just make that last. If we can get that to 3 sets, the stamina is low. So what do I think is going to happen? My predictions. I always want to just pick the Cyclones. I realize I'm biased, but I just think we're going to take that first Division 3 one. I think Hyro and Manu are going to take care of business. Correa and Gallo take care of business. And I think it's Inaki and Manu take care of business against Alex and Douglas. So 3-1 there. And maybe like because Bueno's no. Because Bueno's no. I think it's over there. I think it ends in 5. I think we beat them in 5. All right. If we lose that, I think Hyro and Stan pick it up. I don't think this one goes 7. If it goes 7, it'd be because Inaki and Unda lost, Bueno and Stan lost, and then maybe Hyro and Stan lose. And then still we have Hyro and Manu. This was an interesting choice here. I knew that Hyro and Manu were the tiebreaker going against Douglas and Manny. Personally, I would have done Manu and Inaki. That is our best team record-wise. They're 9-1 or 8-1, something like that, because I think Manu was out a game when he was injured. And I think it's a better Alex and Douglas. That's not a good team. They're like 3-7 on the year. Alex is playing out of position on that. It's just not a good team. I would have taken advantage of that. Douglas and Manny is not a great team either, but they're 500 and they've beaten Hyro and Manu on the season already. So I just think Douglas is an aggressive, like this is what I've talked about with the Hyro and Manu is my fear that those guys, they're so reliable on catching. They do what they do. But if they come up against someone who's just feeling it in the zone and is aggressive, it doesn't matter that you're catching shots, because if you just keep throwing it and you just let somebody get the kill shot, they're going to kill it. eventually, right? And Manny is Manny's dependable catcher. He can catch it. He can go for you for days catching it. And Douglas is aggressive. Like, you let Manny keep catching it and Douglas gets the opportunity to kill it. That I would have gone a different tiebreaker there. Hopefully that doesn't come back to bite us. So let's look at the other matchup. We have the Fireballs versus the Devils. Devils, I think, are going to take this. I think it is Devils and Cyclones. They've been the two best teams of the season. Devils are really, really hot right now. But you've got Joseph and Cabrera versus Kubala and Rock, Lalu and Arats versus Echeberry and Benny, Urrutia and Cabrera versus Benetrix and Benny, Lalu and Ikeda versus Nicholas and Kubala, Joseph and Ikeda versus Benetrix and Rock. Let's see, who's the tiebreaker? Like, you guys, you should, if you're listening to this, you know all the teams, right? Joseph and Ikeda versus, they picked the Devils. If this goes 7, like, game over, Joseph and Ikeda versus Benetrix and Rock. Like, Joseph and Ikeda as a team, 2-8, they're not good as a team. And Benetrix and Rock, they're one of the best Division 5 teams. So again, that was why we have one of the best Division 5 teams as well too. So if that goes 7, it's over. But Joseph and Cabrera versus Kubala and Rock. Like, Kubala and Rock have not been a great team. They're 3-7, but neither has Cabrera and Joseph either. I think they're just a little bit better as a team. They're 500. Like, in terms of who I see winning that game, like, again, Cabrera is the most consistent. It's just, can Kubala and Rock make Joseph have to play? Because he's a Division 6 player. Welcome back to the league, former Cyclone. We'll always love you for that first championship win. But there's only so many balls he can field in a match. You make him play, he's going to make a mistake. I feel like Kubala and Rock are going to take that one. Echeberry and Benny, they've been playing better as of late. Lalu and Arats, they're just below 500. They're, I think with the improvement of Echeberry, I think they're going to take that one too. You see, they're on a 4-game win streak, and they've won 5 out of the last 6. So this is a hot team. I think they're going to keep that up, and they're going to take it, and they're going to go up 2-0. Next up here, Lalu and Ikeda. That one, I think that one's going to go Devils easy, because Nicholas in there, like, in the Lalu and Ikeda one, that's not been a good team this year. Oh wait, I stand corrected. I got mixed up. Lalu and Ikeda have been 7-3, but I mean, Kubala is the weak link out of all those players. Maybe am I gonna take that one back? I mean, Nicholas and Kubala as a team, that's a good team too. 7-2 versus 7-3, strength versus strength. You know what? Let's go ahead and give it to Lalu and Ikeda. So that is 2-1 Devils. Next one. Benetrix and Benny versus Urrutia and I think Benetrix, they're taking that one. I skipped over a whole entire match here. So I think the Devils, I'm just going to call it like it is. I think it's been Devils Cyclones for a while. Benetrix and Benny are going to get it done. Lalu and Ikeda keep it going, but once it gets to Benetrix and Rock, like, that's game over. This one's ending in 5-2. I think both of these end in 5, and they don't even make it to the 6th set. And your championship, I'm predicting Cyclones versus Devils. And I I think we'll see what happens next week on God Bless Jai Alai.